I have a confession to make. I don't care if you get rich. Nobody does.
What is the one secret to being rich?
I'm going to share with you how you can become a millionaire by age 25.
So in this video, I wanted to tell you guys exactly step by step how I became a millionaire at 23 years old.
The 7 skills you need to master if you want to become rich.
I can't promise you, by the way, that you'll become a millionaire, but I can promise you this. I will share with you exactly the steps.
One of the most reliable ways to make a lot of money is to pretend you are already rich and then convince people you have the secret to financial success, a secret you will sell them for a price. If all goes well, you can use the money to actually fund a lavish lifestyle and keep the grift going as more people want to figure out how you did it. You can probably all think of some particularly bad grifters who blur the line between being outright scammers, but the best way to avoid falling for their trap is to realize that they don't care if you get rich. That doesn't just go for the hustle bros pitching the latest e-commerce course. It goes for almost everybody that you will ever interact with on the internet, in public, and in your professional career. None of your favorite content creators even know who you are, and they certainly don't care if you make $300 a day at home in 2023. They only care if you click on their latest video or read their books.
Sad but true.
Even I don't care if you get rich. I try to be very honest with you, my viewers, because I believe it is a good long-term business decision. I want you all to think I am a reliable source of information so that you all come back every week to watch my videos. So why am I telling you this? Because it could cost you a lot of money without even realizing it. But since I don't care about that, it's really because it's an interesting and important lesson that I think you will value enough to subscribe to my channel and maybe even buy the I don't care if you get rich hoodie. A parasocial relationship is what happens when person A knows a lot about person B, but person B doesn't even know person A exists. These one-sided relationships have existed for a long time between celebrities and their audiences, but have become a lot more common as internet influencers share every last detail about their personal lives with their viewers. The Twitch streamer Ludwig made a video titled "I Am Not Your Friend" that brought attention to the problems these relationships can cause in a video that I am obviously copying off of here because he missed an important detail.
Ludwig, you saved my life. No, I didn't save your life. What do you mean I saved your life? I've been playing Pokemon.
Parasocial relationships are unhealthy, but they become damaging when the people on the other side of those relationships start talking to their audience about their finances. But if you remember that nobody cares if you get rich, it can save you from making 3 major financial mistakes beyond the obvious of falling for a fake guru scam. Mistake number 1 that people make when believing that they care about their financial well-being is being overinformed about their personal finances. Good financial advice is simple and boring, but hard to follow. Saving consistently for 40 years requires discipline, and it's understandable that people would be interested in anything that could speed up the process of getting ahead financially. Personal finance creators are in the business of telling people what they want to hear by telling their audience tips and tricks to save more money, earn additional income, or generate higher investment returns. Saving more money is simply not possible for a lot of people, and the budgeting advice they provide is normally broadly appealing, but insufficient to change their viewers' well-being. Earning additional income is another popular topic that sounds harmless, but is certainly wasting people's precious free time that could be spent with friends or family, or just doing overtime at their regular day job for more money. Side hustles are an attractive topic to young viewers who want to earn some extra money, and that's why YouTube is filled with multiple videos telling you how you can make $300 a day from home in 2023. Most side hustles are demonstratively bad ideas that are exposed by asking yourself 2 questions. Can you make more dollars in an hour doing some overtime or picking up a second job? If you can't make more money per hour at your job, then why aren't you making your side hustle your main hustle? A side hustle will most likely just waste your time and money, and if you are being honest with yourself, you were never going to do it anyway. But the creators got a lot of views, and they don't care if you get rich, so they are going to keep on making them. Getting a constant stream of information from people who have made it their career to get you to listen to them talk about personal finance every week can also leave your head in a spin. Look long enough at the video thumbnails from someone like Andre Zick, Meet Kevin, Graham Stephan, or Financial Education Jeremy, and you are going to develop anxiety about whatever investing strategy you have created for yourself. Holding off on investing or pulling out of positions can cost you a lot in the long term. A University of North Carolina study found that people that paid less attention to financial news and spent less time learning about the markets actually invested better because their decisions weren't being influenced by outlets trying to grab their attention. And that's just reason 1. So it's time to learn how money works to find out why you should constantly remind yourself that nobody cares if you get rich. This week's lesson was sponsored by Bright Cellars. We all know of that one friend or family member who's a little too proud of their wine, but they don't have to ruin it for the rest of us. Bright Cellars is the wine club that's changing that. They believe that anybody can experience the joy of wine, not just your friend who twirls his glass, sniffs, acts like he's listening to it, and then finally takes a sip. On Bright Cellars, you start by taking a 7-question quiz to match you with the right wines for you and curated to fit your palate. You can pick from 12 different plan options from over 80 wine regions, and each box comes with its own wine education cards so that you can call your wine snob friend out on his BS. Ever since I've started with Bright Cellars, I've been enjoying a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon while I sit down at night to research my next video topics. I'm not one for being a wine snob, so I just drink and enjoy it. Best of all, Bright Cellars is giving my followers a limited time offer of $110 off their subscription. Click the link in the description to take the quiz and get started today. Reminding yourself that nobody cares if you get rich can also put you ahead financially in your career. The age of company loyalty is over, and I try to repeat as much as I can that people who stick with their employers for longer than 2 years earn on average 50% less than people who switch jobs more frequently. Companies have a financial incentive to pay you as little as possible, and a lot of businesses find that a good substitute for a competitive salary is promising their employees career development if they stay with the company. They do not care if you get rich, and the best way for you to develop your career is to move between jobs to gain experience and contacts in lots of different companies. Landing a more senior position is easier when switching to a new company than it is waiting for your current boss to leave their position open for you to move up. Outside hires also need to be paid on average 18% more than internal hires. If you are getting a promotion at your current company, the hiring manager can use your current salary as an anchor to base your new salary off. A manager hiring for a new role won't know your salary, and even if they ask, you can and should just lie. A study by Cornell and the University of Minnesota found that internal hires were consistently the highest performers in organizations and were more likely to stay with a company long-term, regardless of the occupation, industry, or country. A survey by Glassdoor also found that the average company spends $4,129 to fill the typical open position. The conclusion is obvious. Companies should value existing employees more, but they don't because they know on average, taking advantage of their existing workers is still slightly cheaper than paying them competitively because most of them won't leave. They don't care if you get rich. You can also think of the findings in the Cornell study another way. Employees that are hired internally are more likely to perform well and remain with the company long-term while demanding lower overall compensation. Another way to think of this is that if you are an average or below average worker, the best way to maximize your overall compensation would be to not remain with the company long-term. The finding that good employees stay with the company for longer than 2 years is going to be skewed by survivorship bias. Bad employees are more likely to get fired or laid off before reaching 2 years with the company, so they won't get counted with the group of loyal employees. If you can be honest enough with yourself to acknowledge that you are not the best worker, it's even more important for you to change jobs frequently, because by the time that your manager realizes that your projects are behind schedule and your mistakes have been piling up in the background, you will already be on to your next job. They don't care if you get rich, and the only thing that you should care about once you have a better job offer is if they will give you a good reference. Influencers don't care if you get rich, they just want you to consume their content. Your employers don't want you to get rich, they just want you to work hard and not ask for a pay raise, and most importantly, nobody else in the world cares if you get rich either. One of the fastest ways that people lose large sums of money after they have made it is by showing off their wealth. Flexing is expensive, and lifestyle inflation is real. The only people that really care if you are rich are those who are financially dependent on you. This can be people that you are happy to share your wealth with, like family and close friends, but it can also be people that want to take advantage of someone showing off that they are a lucrative target. Wealthy people become targets for salespeople, lawsuits, long-lost family members begging for money, and scammers. If you want to avoid this mistake, go and watch my video about the hidden brilliance of stealth wealth to find out how the smartest rich people in the world use their money to solve problems instead of creating more of them. A special thanks again to Bright Cellars for making it possible for everybody to keep on learning how money works.
You guys, it actually worked. What worked? Everybody bought the whole act. They keep giving and giving until we have it all. Dude, I am so disillusioned right now.